my fellow guardians and fellow travelers if you're visiting. This is a review I wrote about Destiny back in January 2015. And it goes, hey everyone, just letting you know my thoughts on Destiny. As always, I contrast any new game to the first game I ever played on console, Modern Warfare 3. Call of Duty 4, also known as Modern Warfare 3. Third installment of the Modern Warfare series was able to stand alone by itself, like Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. Solid story, linear campaign. Makarov, best villain ever. Destiny. What story? You don't know who you are. There's a total of 4 cutscenes. There's no single identifiable villain. Each enemy species has various local commanders, but no overall leader. Multiplayer. I have gotten used to it. Not enough maps. Some of the DLC maps were lousy or limited to only some game modes, and actually too many game modes. The last edition could have done without, called Modern Warfare Threesome. Three most favorite game modes, 3 most favorite maps. That and the cheating pretty much killed Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox 360 years back. Co-op play. Modern Warfare 3 has survival waves and spec op missions. Some of these on the last DLC are very tough, and I could not do them on 3 stars without a partner. Destiny. Multiplayer. Well, it's Call of Duty with jump packs. What can I say? Actually, no, it's worse. The maps are typically small, claustrophobic COD maps that take some of the features of the campaign world and clump them together in a square. And in this case, they actually take it further, because at least in Call of Duty, they kind of tried to keep the original layout, but just moved a few things to put them in there. The square here is just like scrunch. Destiny has perfect campaign maps for multiplayer, typically those for the boss fights, but they're never used. The campaign is co-op. It's actually obligatory to be in a fire team to do certain things like strikes, the nightfall raids. Leveling up. Call of Duty. Straightforward 70 levels in multiplayer with the option of repeating 10 times. It's called Prestige, i.e. for a total of 700 levels. Each gun you unlock is comparable to the others with minor differences. The one big exception to that was the Type 56, which is the Chinese communist bullpup version of the American M16. Yet in the game it was like the end-all gun until they nerfed it to bring it down to the same level as the M16, at which point pretty much the people who were using it stopped using it. The other one is the Rastas, Remington semi-automatic sniper system. Activision, Call of Duty typically handicap more dangerous weapons by imposing a movement penalty. It makes sense if you're carrying a machine gun that you'd be going more slowly if you're carrying a machine pistol. The Rastas was the exception to that. Machine guns, rocket launchers were 85% of your moves. The Rastas was 80%. The assault rifles, shotguns, I believe the snipers were 90%. Machine pistols and pistols, 95%. Bare knuckles are just a knife, 100%. It regrettably got worse from that point on in the game system. Having said that, leveling up in Destiny, well, it's a nightmare. And it's a nightmare in part because from 1 to 20, it's actually very sensible and makes sense. You do the campaign, you unlock new and better gear as you go along, and money to use to upgrade or unlock things in the gear. At 20th level, this is where it goes wrong. Your power level is reflected by your gear, not at all what you have done, not at all what you've achieved, not at all how long you've played. And the only way you can get better gear is grind the daily missions, the weekly strikes, do the raids, do the campaign strikes, which are exclusively to unlock special money to buy special gear, etc., etc. Furthermore, there's a separate leveling system for multiplayer, where you can earn special money usable only for multiplayer vendor, buy new gear, rinse, repeat. Matchmaking. Matchmaking has always been a source of frustration as people of varying skills are thrown mixed match together in Call of Duty. It's very aggravating to play with someone whose kill ratio is 4 times your own. You stand no chance. Having said that, everything else is the same. The AK in one guy's hand is the AK in somebody else's hand. Destiny. You start multiplayer after doing enough campaign missions to unlock it, only to find yourself facing off against people who are 20 levels higher than you, using a gun that has 5 or 6 or even 10 times the damage your gun has, with armor that is 100 points higher than yours. So it's worse than Call of Duty. Graphics. Graphics were state-of-the-art when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 came out, and still hold their own today. Destiny. Superb graphics, especially on the PlayStation 4. You can see individual blades of grass move. You can see the shadow of the visual blades of grass move. Score. Call of Duty 8.5. It's the default game. Nice graphics, easy gunplay, still entertaining years later. And at the time I wrote the review, I wrote that I would probably be playing some Call of Duty instead of Destiny. Destiny score 6. Superb graphics, especially on the PlayStation 4. Huge world at first glance, but you can't get from A to B. It's not like your character slows down going uphill. No, there any kind of incline you can't get over. You can't get past trees, you can't unlock doors. What's the point of having an open world if it's not actually open? While you have more classes to choose from than Call of Duty had, and I say specifically until recently, and you have 3 species, there's no difference between the characters. The stats are the same. D2 did introduce stats being changed by numbers on your armor. And someone cannot explain to me why wearing one piece of armor will actually boost your dexterity, whereas the same piece of armor randomly will not. Your runner is advancing. Yeah. 2 of the classes are by default close quarter combat based on their loadout and their powers. If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna introduce classes and stuff, then go whole hog into it. Played Baldur's Gate 3 recently. Oh yeah, 15 friggin' classes. Although I think they're actually deleted 3. Rumor has it. Anyway, note for the boys and girls at Destiny. Now, if you can give us randomly moving blades of grass, why can't you give us bushes to hide behind, random rooms to explore, or just to chill out? Why don't we have apartments in a tower for our guardians? Call of Duty, after Modern Warfare 3, either, not Ghost, but one of the ones after that, actually had your little pad. More importantly, why not have random spawning locations for monsters? Everybody knows Randall the Vandal. The Vandal in Forgotten Shores, who's always spawns the same spot. Yeah. The most annoying part about Destiny is how incomplete it felt. It looks like an MMO, but you can't trade the stuff. Neverwinter. You could go to any vendor and sell anything you needed. And starting at 20th level, this whole upgrade business, it gets very slow, very tedious. I understand why people call it grinding. Ultimately, Destiny falls short of its promise. It gives I'll give one concrete example. You finish the game, the campaign. The stranger, which is at that time an unnamed protagonist, hands you her first firing rifle.
and you discover upon your eager examination of the weapon that your primary is more powerful than this weapon is. Yet this is your reward for doing the campaign. Yeah, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
3 opponents down. Fantastic work. Spark ready. Take it. You have the spark. Ignite the rift. Stop for nothing. Well played. Rift ignition never smelt so sweet.